Cats on your lap, your vice?
It is. Honestly, it is.
Welcome back to Cats in Your Lap.
Mm-hmm.
The greatest of all vices. Come on. Hedwig was considering it, but she has other kitty business to deal with.
Other different kitty business to attend to.
Yes.
That's fair. All right, so yeah, we just finished some downtime, and it's time to jump into a new score. And the way Blades works is you guys tell me what you want to do. I can throw some information at you guys if you are interested in what your
I think we
characters
have
may
to
have learned.
finish this score by adding the second part onto it, right?
Yes, you can do the second part of that score if you like, to now cut out the canal dockers. I mean, you can just keep it how it is and just be sharing it, but I know that the ultimate goal was to cut them out entirely. So how are you going to do that? Like, tell me what kind of plan this is to cut them out. I understand that you guys were going to do something where you like went and attack their base, or where they hold their coin, I think.
I have a good idea, actually.
All right, let's hear it.
I think we should sabotage their ability to store amounts of coin so that they have to come to us and say, I'm sorry, we cannot, store this amount of coin. You can give it to us, but it will just be a liability at base, so they can't hold it. So I think we should just sabotage their storage, like their safe or something like that.
Okay. So yeah, you guys are gonna try to like attack their vault, basically?
Yeah, but secretly. They shouldn't know it's us. I mean, they may assume, but...
Okay, so you guys are gonna secretly attack their vault. And so that sounds like it's definitely a assault plan. Well, it's secret though. How in what way is it secret? Like, tell me a little bit more about exactly what you do.
I imagined we'd sneak in the middle of the night and just knock some guards unconscious, make sure they don't see us, and get to working on destroying that vault. Maybe bribe a few more of the guards if necessary to keep their mouth shut. Do something that the guards will not be there. And
well, rather than like going right into their faces, maybe we could the gist of the plan would be just like finding the vault, and then once it's there, once we know where it is, just like maybe convince some spirits to like inhabit the place, to make the place uninhabitable.
Sounds spooky.
As long
as
the plan involves me knocking out some guards, I totally agree.
Okay.
Well, I could just make something that would just make their main quarter explode, and they wouldn't be there the way they were before anyway. But well, just one idea.
Well, we all have our preferred ways of causing trouble. So
I like the idea of Zing like creating some concoction and having to sneak in to do something with it, or knock people out or whatever. And maybe Farouk, either providing a distraction or convincing people that should look the other way at the right moment or something like that. That we utilize all our skills to the fullest.
I agree.
Does the actual making stuff uninhabitable or destroying, the thing or whatever it is that he wants to do, and where Lan gets to sneak around or knock some people out. and Farouk can, convince some people to
Zink
be useful.
Will do something for you, but only if you don't tell him what she's actually is going to make, and she's just going to instruct you how to use it and what
Certainly.
to do.
I don't care what Zing does as long as he's good at it.
So I can do everything.
I mean, yes?
I think those last words will become famous.
Brilliant. Okay, so this sounds like it sounds like you're kind of describing a stealth plan here. So detail the point of entry, and we're gonna jump to it. Like, what does the beginning of this plan to sneak in look like? You guys, it's the middle of the night. We'll talk about what you've done to the guards in just a moment, but where do we see you as
I think this should be a plan where we're split up. Maybe Zingd is giving me instructions in some way, or has given me instructions on a piece of paper, so I'd be sneaking in, and Farouk would be somewhere else talking to people. Maybe Zingd is busy preparing concoctions or whatever, or making sure that there's a convenient explosion somewhere else to distract people, or things like that.
Yeah, that sounds pretty good.
Nice.
Okay. So we cut to Lon approaching the Canal Docker's vault.
Should I do my whatever I make beforehand, or
we'll when we see it, we'll roll for it.
All right.
That's kind of how Blades works. So the first thing we're going to do is make an engagement roll to see how prepared the Canal Dockers were. Now tell me, how long after your meeting with the Canal Docker, when you guys set up this kind of deal, are you doing this? You've had quite a bit of downtime. You guys spent quite a few coins. How long do you think all of that took before you're implementing part 2 of this plan?
I mean, I leave such matters up to the more intelligent Farouk. When it comes to planning, he's surely the master.
Oh yes. I think maybe does 2 weeks sound reasonable?
Okay. So that sounds like you had enough time that, I mean, the Canal Dockers were already weary of you guys, but you gave it a 2 weeks is enough time that they've started to let their guard down, but not enough time that they trust you completely.
Sure.
So, I think I'm going to say they have average preparations here. They're not worried about you guys specifically, but you're attacking their vault, but they're not that. Yeah, but they are a higher level crew than you, so you guys are only going to have 1 die here. So let's see what happens. 3. Not good. The opposition turns the tables. They seize the initiative and launch their own counteraction.
Oh no.
So you guys were planning on betraying them, but if you remember, somebody took a devil's bargain that they were looking for their chance to betray you too.
Who would do such a thing?
It's weird. So
we're at each other's bases trying to destroy each other's stuff.
Yeah.
I would like to get a heavy load at the moment because I'm staying back anyway. So
yeah, heavy load is that in any way also physically heavy that it can sneak less easily?
Correct.
Okay, then I'll take whatever load doesn't give me any penalties. So
average. Average is the most you can carry without penalty.
Yeah.
I will take average load.
Yeah, average sounds good to me too.
Average, and heavy. Okay. So, Lan, as you approach the Canal Docker's vaults, it's quiet. Far too quiet. Suspiciously quiet. And Zig, you're staying behind. Where are you? Are you at the cathedral or are you somewhere else?
I'm at the cathedral and, of course, at the window to watch my work.
So, I think what happens is the canal dockers have taken this opportunity to dock at the base of the bridge, and they have planted explosives on one of the hollow pillars, and are trying to. They Ziggs is looking out the windows and does not see this because it's happening below the bridge. When suddenly an explosion rings out, and there's now a hole in the side of the bridge pillar, and some canal docker thugs are streaming into your base.
I don't remember exploding anything. What could have been an else one?
Maybe it was Victor.
Yeah.
I didn't say I said to him, if he launches an explosion, I want to be informed and I want to see it.
So you're gonna trudge down the stairs, ready to rip Victor a new one for exploding things without your permission?
Yes.
Okay. Cool. So let's deal with you first here. Yeah, there's an explosion, and as you trudge down the stairs, you can hear a number of thugs down below in the base of the pillar, where they have busted in, and halfway down the stairs to where this pillar goes all the way down to the bottom of the river or the canal, and there's like rooms beneath the canal that this bridge, like there's a staircase that connects to. So basically, they're just above the water line, have busted a hole in, and are coming into this stairwell, and you can hear them, like the splashing of their boat, the water against their boat, as they've tied it up here, like the shuffling of people climbing out of a boat and into the hole, and like the clatter of bricks tumbling down the stairs as they kick them, that kind of stuff.
They're totally gonna get some heat for this.
Yeah, you realize this is not Victor.
Well, conveniently, I made a new gas, right?
Okay, tell me about this gas.
Oh. Basically, it brings everyone into a vegetative state. That's it. Or what's called? They're just more. They get what's it called? Completely. They are awake, but they don't do anything. They just look straight at the wall.
Catatonic.
Yeah.
Okay. We're gonna do a flashback to you making this gas.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, is this a new formula that you can call upon time after time, or is this a one-time thing that you're not quite sure how to recreate?
Well, it's me, so I would probably know how to recreate it, but wouldn't do that.
Okay, because basically it's a difference between if this is just going to be a tinker roll that will work this time, or if we're going to go through the process of creating a new alchemical, and giving it a name and saying that this is something that you could make again for similar effect in the future.
All right. I'm just staying. I'm just doing it for this one time because I think there are more spectacular things that I could really try to invent for permanent uses.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sure.
I'm just amazed that some objects to experimentate on just came on their own into my
Okay, yeah.
So
Roll a tinker. This is going to cost you just one stress for the flashback to have made this. Because you're making weird potions all the time, but to just happen to have had it been something that induces a catatonic state is going to cost you one stress for the flashback.
All right. And with help of Victor, of course, as always. So,
all right.
Yeah, I think that should do.
You do it. All right. This was it was risky. In hindsight, I should have said that first before you rolled, but yeah, this was risky, but you succeed. You do it. The group of thugs that is pouring into your a hole in your stairwell stops in their tracks as they've been induced into a catatonic state. We'll come back and see what you do with them in a little bit.
Right. Should I take XP for that?
No, because it was not for that is inducing chaos with your so you can have one in your playbook for that for sure.
Okay, playbook advancement. All right. Okay.
Lon,
got it.
Yes.
You are approaching their abandoned vault. Well, it's not entirely abandoned, but it's got less guards than you had been known to expect. But you'd also try to get them to leave, so maybe it's just what you wanted. Surely nothing sinister.
I mean, I definitely expect trouble, I imagine. Either they're lying in wait for me somewhere, or they're out doing other mischief. But I'll deal with that when it comes. So I'll just continue on the mission as assigned to me by Farouk.
What do you do?
I will simply sneak through the building and attack people as I come upon them. I would definitely cover my face to make sure that they do not recognize me as me. And I would also try to sneak up on them and attack them, from the shadows so that they're out before they know it. But if that doesn't work, I'll just beat them up anyway.
Mm-hmm. All right. So sneaking around.
I'd be willing to, if you like, I'd be willing to help. Although I can't really. Farouk is no good at sneaking around. He could, if it goes badly, he can help with the fighting and the kicking.
You were somewhere else trying to distract people, right? So maybe you were talking to the guards at the front gate, convincing them that it was really worth spending their time on you, and especially calling in their friends and not letting anybody to go inside and things like that.
Well, I have something slightly different in mind in terms of a distraction, but sure, I will help by distracting.
Kind of a distraction. Let's hear it.
Okay, so first off, I think that Farouk is a lot more interested, even though he sent Lan on this mission. He's a lot more interested in actually sort of talking to the seeing what is available to work with in terms of spirits here and talking to them than dealing with actual people. Since these people are unlikely to become converts, he doesn't find them very interesting, and so he's going at it sideways. So it's sort of a two-part thing. He's going to try and attune to the local spirits, and then try and command them to go cause a distraction.
Okay. Yeah. So you don't have to roll for that because you're just gonna be adding spending a stress to give a die, unless you'd prefer to do it as a setup action. And so instead of giving a die, allow for an improved position or greater effect. Right now, sneaking around is going to be risky, but have like a regular effect for Lon. So if you would like to make if you'd like to give Lon a die, just spend the stress. If you'd prefer to roll on it to make it a setup action, then you can make the roll without taking stress, and it will either improve the position from risky to whatever the word is.
Dominant?
Dominant, yes, thank you. Or improve the outcome from standard to a great effect.
Okay. Let's go set up.
Okay.
And let me see.
This setup action is risky.
Okay.
But it'll have standard effect to set her up.
Okay. And I'm trying to think of a reasonable and interesting devil's bargain for it. I think that because Farouk is easily influenced himself, that in attuning to these spirits, they may start to get their hooks into him as well.
I like the idea of whether they agree to help you or not, you agree to help them in some way.
Okay.
Some way that's going to be, if not counter to your the cult's goals, at the very least inconvenient to pursue.
Okay.
Alright, I'm gonna write that down. Alright, attune.
Okay, here we go.
Oh boy.
3 dice and none were above a 2.
Yep.
Wow, 3 twos.
That's
ouch.
Because that's how I roll.
Does this give some kind of bonus when you roll 3 times the same number?
Yeah, you're getting a message from the spirit world. It's a number. It's the number 2.
2.
Ooh, spooky. Oh boy. So, things go badly. You suffer harm, a complication occurs, you end up in a desperate position, and you lose this opportunity. Alright. I think you're going to suffer lesser harm, and the harm being chilled to your core. Basically, the brush with the spirits has left a supernatural chill in your bones that makes it difficult to do anything, just because you can't help shiver.
Okay.
It's spooky for me.
I think I'm going to try and resist.
Okay. It's also going to leave you guys in a desperate position. So
you're welcome, Lon.
Yeah, going into this, you're gonna get some XP at least. Basically, you have agreed to help these spirits out, but they are feisty and riled, and they're not helping you. But they're basically sowing chaos in such a way that it makes it more dangerous for Lon to do this instead of being a distraction. It's drawing attention, basically.
Okay.
So basically, they're like, yes, we're going to sow chaos, absolutely. But instead of sowing chaos in such a way that it helps keep the heat off of Lon, it actually draws them towards him instead. So yeah, go ahead and roll to resist. This is a supernatural, spoopy kind of harm. So I think you're going to be rolling your resolve to resist this, which is good for you.
Yep. One stress. Not bad. No.
Okay. Cool. Lon, as you sneak around, you can hear the moaning of spirits. You can feel an unnatural wind, and whatever's happening, it's too close to you. You know, as you continue to, as you're searching for the vault, that you're in a desperate position here.
Well, I guess if you want something done, you have to do it yourself. Okay, well, I'm just going to sneak around and see what I come across. See if there's any guards for me to take out.
Alright. Yeah, so sneaking around is prowl, unless you've got a reason, unless you can convince me otherwise, but I'm pretty sure that's what you wanted to
roll. Prowl makes sense. And I think I'm going to strike a devil's bargain.
Do you have one in mind, or would you like me to suggest something for you?
I'm not sure.
Oh, and should I mark another tough challenge, or is this, or no?
You used arcane power, so definitely.
Okay.
That was most assuredly arcane. So, Lon, what exactly are you doing that'll help me get a better idea of what kind of devil's bargain you might want? And, anyone in chat who has an idea for devil's bargains, I'm always willing to listen. Devil's bargains are basically something...
I'm sneaking around. Obviously, there's a distraction, and I'm trying to... I know it should have something to do with my past or my family, something about my past that prepared me better for this, that maybe also has a negative effect. Like some parts of my training that allow me to be better at this.
What if the memory of your training basically gives you stress? Like, you take a stress, instead of, no, because that'd just be pushing yourself, basically. Let's see.
Maybe something about my past comes back to haunt me.
PTSD triggered.
I mean,
yeah. I would say we can give you a level 2 harm of your devil's bargain be taking a level 2 harm of PSD triggered. You could resist it, but it would not affect you for this die roll, but for future ones you'd take -1 die, and if you're doing anything that's similar to what you've done in your past.
Can we make it something that triggers after this mission?
No, it would trigger because of this action, so not during this action, but after it. But it would still be part of this mission. In that case,
I'd rather just push myself instead.
Okay.
Than risk, getting 6 stress or 5 stress, I guess.
It's fine.
So push is 2 stress, right?
Yes.
So I'll just push myself to do things right, and then I'll quickly prowl.
Yeah. So you're in a desperate position because of all the spoopiness going on, but you're gonna have a standard effect if you can succeed. So
I rolled a 4.
I see that now. Okay, you do it, but there is a consequence. You're gonna suffer harm, or a serious complication occurs. So you found your way to the vault, and you are ready to destroy it, to burn the building down, or however you are planning on preventing them from being able to store the excess taxes. But um, the place.
I mean, I imagine I might have had to fight some people on my way that could have inflicted me harm.
Okay, yeah. Because I knew you were saying that you were going to fight anyone you came across. So you sneak your way there, but you wind up getting into a fight with 2 or 3 guards along the way, and you're going to take a level 2 harm of injured.
I'm afraid I'm gonna have to take that because if I roll too low, I will go crazy. If I will go crazy, I'll have to abandon it, right?
You have but you have another option. Okay. You could declare that you're wearing armor, and that would take up one of your load, but also just prevent the damage.
I mean, I think wearing armor sounds like a very smart idea.
Mm-hmm.
I would have definitely brought along some armor.
All right, so yeah, your armor is considered spent.
So I had armor, but then they just gashed it open.
Yeah, so basically you're wearing armor, and the armor took the brunt of the blows. And so you're not hurt, but your armor is useless at this point. And you make your way to the vault, and you see it is a legitimate vault. It's completely surrounded in steel. There is a huge vault door that you don't think you can open. In order to damage this, it's much more well protected than you thought it was going to be.
Well, I mean, I'm sure Zinged had given me something, that Zinged was prepared for this situation and gave me plenty of things to do with this vault.
Yeah. You want to cut back to Zig? We could do a quick flashback to Zig providing you with something to take care of. Foot thick steel doors.
I love how the flashback system allows tinkering to do its thing. Like in most games, you know, if you take a character that makes stuff, everything that you invest into making stuff turns out to just be flavor, because there isn't really the time to work on it, and certainly not the time to work on it at a point where it really matters. So,
yeah.
Very cool.
Really great.
So you want something to get through doors?
I imagine you would have given me something.
Well, of course, if you want something for that, I can provide you with something. No problem. You should try this liquid here. This liquid is just apply it on the doors that you want to go through, but don't touch the liquid. Don't do it. At least if you want to keep your hand, that is, or whatever it touches.
I do like my hand.
All right.
Has its uses.
I imagine I should roll for Tinker, right?
So should I take stress? And if so, how much? Or is it Zinged stress for the flashback?
Either one of you can take the stress. It's up to you. I'm going to say this is a 2 stress flashback. So, whichever one of you would like to take it.
Take it, Zing, because I only have 3 stress left. I'd like to push myself.
We could split it up. Is that okay?
No.
Wow.
Either one or the other of you has to take the whole thing. You're
empty, right? In stress.
No, I have 1
Zing
stress.
has 1.
Okay, I take it too.
Wow.
Yeah, and so you can go ahead and roll your tinker.
I will. So, yeah.
5. All right, you do it. This is going. Oh, yeah, you got some on your hands, Lon. Got it. He told you don't get it on your hands, and you did.
Oh, because this is desperate. This is desperate. Also,
yeah, this was, and there's a consequence. You do it. You open the door to destroy the vault, but you take severe harm, and that is chemical burns on your hands.
Damn.
Yeah. Would you like to take that harm? It's a level 3 harm that your hands are pretty much useless until you can get them healed, or you can try to resist it and get only a level 1 harm of minor chemical burns.
Okay, so like how does this work? I can take 3 more stress. Or actually, I can take 2 more stress. If I take 3 more stress, I'm at 9.
Mm-hmm.
So if I'm at 9, I become useless, right?
So if you reach 9 stress, you're going to take a trauma and be out for the rest of the score. Something is going to happen. It'll trigger one of the traumas, and you can see the different choices for trauma here. You get to pick whichever one you want. But it's going to cause you to be unable to complete the rest of this mission.
And
you're pretty close to finishing, though. But otherwise, you're going to completely ruin your hands until they can be healed, and it's probably going to take a long time to heal. So you can rely on Farouk finishing the mission, or you could still roll really well. I mean, you could resist this and take no stress, potentially. You've got about...
So if I ruin my hands, like, can I still complete the mission with my hands ruined?
As long as you don't use your hands to do it.
I mean, I can imagine, depending on what Zinged prepared for me, that I can, like with my elbows and my teeth, plant some kind of something and then get out.
It will be much more difficult.
Yeah, I risk the stress.
So I should probably say what I prepared.
But I need
at
to
least
roll
how to set it up, right?
I need to roll 4, 5, or 6 to be successful. Else, I'm just out for this. So.
Yeah, but recovering from that heavy wound will take a very long time. Mm-hmm. It'll be a real pain in the butt.
Sure, but I mean, everything for the mission, right?
Well, I mean, also taking that trauma is going to be XP farm later on. And Brooke can still finish out this mission. So it's up to you.
Because I've got mad skills.
It's a 50-50 chance.
I mean, I'm really fighting between what you guys tell me to do and what Lan would do, because Lan would just continue the mission.
Okay, yeah, then let's do it. It's gonna be that much harder. Anything you do that involves your hands, you cannot do alone. You need somebody's help, and doing stuff without your hands is going to make it limited effect no matter what. That's going to reduce the effect of anything you try to do.
Fair enough. Are there things that I can do to increase my effect through flashbacks or things like that?
Potentially, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, then totally I'm going to have the fear burns on my hands. Okay. So I just eat that burn and continue on.
I am so disappointed. I can't contain myself.
I'm doing this for you guys. I'm finishing the mission.
Not that! You got some on your hand and your hand's still there. This is not okay. I'm disappointed in my work.
I mean, they're just barely there. You guys, you read like the Dresden Files. You guys read Dresden Files at all?
A couple of them.
No, okay, never mind. I was gonna suggest a similarity between something that happened to Dresden in to what's happened to Lon here.
By the way, this was a desperate roll, right?
This was a desperate roll.
Yeah,
yes.
And I think Zingd also did a desperate roll. And I think I did one before as well.
Zig's roll was not desperate to create that for you, because it was at the worst risky.
And the sneaking around was desperate, right?
Yes, it was. Yes, it was.
So for desperate, you'd put it in the category, right? So
correct.
The prowl would be in prowess, and no, this was desperate for, but I didn't do anything. Oh yeah, I rolled. No, I didn't roll anything.
Okay, no, you're right. Zig rolled for you, so that was
Zig
desperate. So Zig can take an insight.
Yeah. Nice. Okay, then it's like that. All right. Now I got it right.
Brilliant.
I had to correct something from before.
Yeah. So Len, you have ruined the door to this vault, but also at the same time ruined your hands. What do you do?
I mean, I imagine that we prepared something beforehand, or Zig did to
I sure did.
to ruin the vault, because that was the plan, right?
Mm-hmm.
So
tell us about what it was, Zig. What have you prepared?
So basically, it's a small box, and if you open that box, there will be some gas and fluid, like vaporizing, and everything touched by that will start to liquefy on the surface, and the liquid will then start liquefying the rest it touches as well. So it basically makes this whole house, like, if you go in, no, you won't go in. Basically, if you do, then yeah.
So they'll have a puddle of gold instead of a vault full of gold?
Yes, and if someone goes in there, in this house, then he's like TikTok, just less alive.
Okay, wow. I'm gonna say this is a zero. This is gonna be a zero stress cost flashback, because this was your whole plan. So you don't have to take stress for it. It's not like a surprise that came up. So roll Tinker to see how this goes. This is desperate again, because if Lon does not get out, it could kill him.
Okay. So, what if I take a devil's bargain? How does it exactly influence? I forgot how does it influence the roll?
Gives you an extra dice.
Okay, then.
Yeah. What kind of devil's bargain are you looking for?
So, I think this box, there is this problem. If you open it, you have to get out really, really fast. Otherwise, it will ruin your day. Like, even if you won't get liquefied immediately, it gives you a really, really bad sickness for a few days, even though the main gas isn't out yet, but is like little dose of the gas that comes out immediately, and if you get that, then you're gonna be sick. So yeah, probably Lan's getting sick.
So basically, you want to take a devil's bargain that would say that Lan is going to get some kind of like sickness, regardless of how quickly he can get out. And then if he does not get out quickly enough, he's just dead, basically.
Yeah, but that would be the case anyway. So.
Well, right. I mean, that part was already a given. Was that if he doesn't get out quickly enough, he's just dead. But this is basically saying that he's got a chance to basically he's got another additional problem on top of
just a few days headache, a bit coughing, a bit sweating, a bit unconsciousness, but
maybe slightly liquefied lungs.
So, like,
that's the reason, but it will get better soon. So no staying damage. No staying damage.
So that would be like a level one harm of like lung like whooping cough or something along those lines.
Yeah.
Melt lung. That's a new disease that is.
It's now a thing.
Can I take 2 extra dice because of Victor and that?
Yes.
All right, then I'm going to roll this, and it's good.
Nice.
And it's the last.
Yeah. Needed that extra dice.
All right. So yeah, you, Lan, you place the device and you get out, but you've got a bit of melt lung. If you'd like to resist the melt lung, you can. Otherwise, take a level 1 harm.
The level 1 harm is going to be cleared anyway, right?
Yes, when you start to recover, it will be cleared.
Yeah, so just let's get messed up.
That was a desperate roll, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, it was.
And it was a tough challenge with technical skill.
Absolutely. So you get one to insight and 1 to your playbook.
That's nice.
So do I need to do anything to get the hell out of here?
No. You're. I mean.
Well, maybe Farouk would have to do something to help Lan get out, because no hands?
Yeah, you need help to get out. So Farouk needs to help you out. Farouk, how do you help Lan get out of there?
Well, that's going to be desperate.
It's definitely going to be desperate.
I think that he's
it's desperate, and you if you enter the building, you're putting yourself at risk of death.
Okay.
Of course, you can always resist that, but just heads up.
Okay. Can I? Would it be possible to just try and push the spirits there to create a even greater distraction? Would that?
You could ask them to open and close the right doors.
Yeah, I was gonna say that the distraction isn't gonna help. Someone needs to open doors for Lan. He's got no hands.
Okay.
I mean, you could ask the spirits to open the doors.
Okay, yeah, that totally sounds like Farouk. Running in to save the day doesn't quite. So yeah, I will try to command the spirits to open doors. Can I use what was it? Not spirit, arcane implements to as an equipment to try and help with that?
Yeah, that would give you an increased effect. Yeah.
Okay. And I will I think that we've messed ourselves up enough with bargains. I think.
I mean, could be.
We can never do enough of that.
I love messing people up with bargains.
Yeah. Okay, well, let's look at what kind of bargain that might be, even though, since I already owe them.
You do.
But I'm sort of looking at just pushing myself, but maybe we can work out a bargain that you know. Again, I think that them getting their hooks into me, not just like me owing them, but like them like clocking for possession.
Yeah.
Okay.
If you'd like a clock for possession, we can. I can feel that. It would be a 6 clock, so not super easy, but there definitely would be getting they would definitely be getting a hook into you, and potentially if you roll poorly, they could get extra ticks on that.
Okay.
But they'll get 1 tick to accept the devil's bargain. You can resist that if you like. But if you were going to resist it, I feel like you would have just
just pushed.
Taken the stress.
Okay. Yeah, that sounds reasonable. I will take that tick, and
okay.
So I will go ahead and roll command with an extra 1, and come on, dice. Come on, dice. Ugh, okay. Well, it's not an abject failure.
All right. So that is a success. You managed to get Lon out alive.
Cool.
That's
nice.
Desperate. This was desperate.
Okay.
Because running out of here has been, you guys have been desperate this whole time. So good on XP. Thinking of which, I think that Zig just leveled up.
I don't think
Speaking of XP, I think I also got another one earlier.
Oh no, you're only at 7. Never mind, I was wrong.
For solving my problems with violence by knocking out a bunch of guards.
Yeah, I thought I told you to take that earlier.
Okay. Did I get 1 for the acid as well? Then I hit 8.
Yeah. Yeah, as long as we're looking at these things, I actually hit 8 in playbook advancement before this roll.
Is there a playbook advancement you would like to take before this roll takes effect that might affect this roll in some way?
Well, I'm not sure if I want to use it towards this roll, but
because as soon as you hit 8, you can take your playbook advance and tell me about it. Middle of the session, absolutely. So it could come into effect right now if you were taking something that could affect this.
Okay. Well, the playbook the advancement I'm taking is definitely what is it? Ritualist. Let's see if this will. Ritual.
Okay, yeah, that would not affect this roll at all, but totally write that down and reset to 0. I'm going to give them an extra tick on your ghostly possession clock as a complication that has occurred.
Fair enough.
And is that all we want to do here? I think that's it. I think that's all that happens right now.
Okay.
You guys get away. This was a successful mission to fuck up your friends.
But I do have something to do before we end this mission.
Yes. Well, you have to deal with some catatonic thugs that have broken into the base.
Yes.
Among other things.
And I take my work very seriously. So I take Victor to prepare cages.
Okay.
And I take my gas mask and I have new pets. Experiment.
So how are you getting them from the stairs to the cages?
I think I will have something to keep them. I don't know if the gas is not strong enough to keep them catatonic all the while I'm getting them in there.
Yeah,
Because
it's only keeping them catatonic for a short time.
Then I'll just induce them. Just do some with some. I don't know. We should have something to keep them quiet. If not, I'm just make them drunk while they're catatonic so much that they can't do anything, and so I can just drag them along and get them inside of the cages.
Like get a big syringe and put some diluted alcohol just straight into their vein.
Well, that would certainly sound like something Zink would do. Yes.
Oof. All right.
Just a small amount, though. I don't want to kill them. I want to make them my new pets.
I suggested diluted.
So, That sounds to me like you're tinkering again with something to. I don't know if directly inducing alcohol into their blood is going to do what you think it's going to do. But you've probably got some kind of an injectable something that you can use to a similar effect. So
I think so.
I think that's a tinker, unless you have unless you counter propose that.
No. Tinker is good for me.
I don't think you can use you can't use Victor here. He's busy doing other things to get ready. This is
he should be. I hope so.
He's not able to assist you in doing this project right now because he's doing other things to get the cages ready.
All right, and I'm thinking about taking a devil's bargain, but I have to think of something.
Let's see. One or more of them dies.
Not dying is not a good way. I just want to keep them alive, but some of them being or one of them being completely the brain doesn't work as it should. That might be something.
Yeah, I'm not feeling that being enough of a devil's bargain that is working against you to kind of accept that here. So, if you want to, if you don't want to kill them outright, then maybe,
maybe one or more of them escapes.
Yeah, I could say one or more of them escapes.
How about if they don't escape, but their gang wants to get them back? I imagine their gang would want to get them back.
I like that. More pets.
That's probably going to be the case either way. Okay. It's not really a devil's bargain if it's already established in the fiction. Fair enough. It's a good idea though. What I would follow along that path though and say one of these people is actually one of the leaders of the canal dockers and is therefore both more valuable and also more likely is going to bring a larger repercussion. So instead of just like, oh, we want them back, it's we want them back right now.
Oh, that's good. I like that.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Okay.
Oh, that's not good.
Yeah. Oh no, it's not.
Oh my goodness, that's bad. All right, hold on.
I might have tried it on myself. That is not a good idea.
I don't
wow, that was with 3 dice in all 3 ones.
No. Yeah. That's impressively bad. So it doesn't work. Your concoction wakes them up and breaks them out of the catatonic state. As you go through and inject it, it has exactly enough of a delay that you manage to inject all of the
wow,
all of the thugs before, just in the order that you injected them, they suddenly come out of it and are spitting mad